Today, our verse is from Genesis chapter 32, verse 24. And Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the breaking of the day. Our verse fits into the broader story of Jacob's journey. Jacob deceitfully receives the blessing intended for his older brother Esau and runs away from home. If you read Genesis chapter 27, he spends many years in the house of his uncle Laban. After 20 years in Paddan Aram, if you read Genesis chapter 31, Jacob is returning home and is afraid of facing his brother Esau. Consequently, Jacob divides his family and possessions, sending them ahead of him in two camps across the Jabbok River, if you read Genesis 32, 22 to 23. And sends gifts beforehand to his brother to make amends for stealing his blessing. He then stayed alone all night. That night he had an extraordinary experience which our verse captures. And Jacob was left alone. He was alone because he sent his family ahead in two camps, thinking that if Esau attacks the first group, the other camp will escape and flee. Read Genesis 32 verse 8. Then he gave them gifts and asked them to move in groups, maintaining distance from each other as they approached Esau with the gifts. Jacob remained alone and prayed that night. That night, Jacob was left alone highlights both physical and spiritual solitude. Jacob is terribly afraid of his brother and wants to be alone to process what he is going to encounter should things turn out badly for him. The time of solitude is good for personal reflection and dealing with difficulties. However, it is not enough to focus only on the physical consequences of the situation. It is also important to seek God's face in that solitude. Therefore, in every major life transition, whether it be at work, vocations such as marriage, call to priesthood or religious life, or even to single life, it is beneficial to spend some time in solitude, reflecting on where one is coming from and the journey ahead. Jacob teaches us the value of solitude. While Jacob was alone, a man wrestled with him until dawn. While Jacob was alone, a man wrestled with him until dawn. The man who wrestled with Jacob will later be revealed as a divine or angelic being, if you read verses 28 to 30. In our verse, this figure is presented as a man, a human being. This man wrestled with him all night. Jacob resisted this man throughout the night and was not defeated. Eventually, the man struck Jacob in his hip socket, dislocating it because he could not overpower him. Jacob's struggle with this angelic figure highlights the importance of persistence, especially in prayer. Never giving up, praying all night, and wrestling with his difficulties exemplify this steadfastness. Our spiritual growth only occurs through fighting spiritual battles and overcoming them. The man, the angelic being, represents the spiritual battles we must fight to reach our destiny. Jacob did not give up until morning and would not allow the man, the angel, go until he blesses him. Our challenges and difficulties cannot defeat us if we remain steadfast and keep on fighting. At the end, we will receive the reward, the blessing for fighting and persevering to the end. Lord, may our challenges and difficulties not overwhelm us. Give us the strength and grace to keep on fighting till we overcome. Amen. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the day.